when it comes to sprinting, 9 times out of 10, if you don't run as fast as you would have liked, most likely it's because you haven't executed your race properly. So today I'm carrying on with my sprinting alphabet series, and we are talking about executing. Hi guys, and welcome back to Fit with T. I hope you guys are good. So there are two sides to sprinting, right? So you've got the skill side and you've got the fitness side. I want to talk about the skill side of sprinting, okay? So what does execution mean? I don't mean executing, that is not what I mean. I don't mean that. What I'm talking about is the carrying out of a plan or a course of action. That is the definition of execution. Carrying out your run, your sprint, the way that is efficient for you to be able to run fast. So efficient would be another word that I could use for E. We're going to talk about 3 common mistakes that athletes make when it comes to executing their run or their race. And I say run or race because you may not be in a competition, you may just be in training. The first mistake that I'm going to talk about is popping up too early. Now, of course, not everyone is sprinting on a straight line, but I'm going to just talk about the 100 because one of those ones that when we talk about like pure sprinting is where we kind of put our mind to immediately, right? So you don't want to pop up straight away. You want to build up your speed, okay? And so if you don't give yourself that time to actually accelerate and gradually transition into your upright running and come up. And if you haven't checked out my video where I take you guys through the different phases of the 100 meters, then check that video out. Popping up too early is a mistake that a lot of new sprinters make. So rushing to get into your sprinting, rushing to get into your run. If you pop up too early, what's going to happen is you're not going to go through all of your acceleration and you're not going to build up to your top speed. So let's say you are in a race, you are doing 100, you're doing a 200, you're doing a 60. If you pop up too early, what's going to happen is you're not going to build up to the top speed. And of course, if you don't get to your top speed, then you're not going to actually run as fast as you want to when it comes to time wise, right? So building up your speed, being patient to go through all of the dry phase, to transition into your upright running so that you've got to a top speed and then are able to hold it. And of course, the holding element now is a bit of the where we talk about the fitness. But if you pop up too early in your race, in your run, then that can be a reason as to why you haven't run as fast as you want to, because you haven't executed properly on the front end of the race. So at the beginning of the race where you need to build up to your speed, that's the part where you need to learn to be patient. You need to practice the skill of the dry phase. You need to practice the skill of transitioning so that you can transition into your upright running where you're now going to be in your max velocity position, the nice upright position, to be able to maintain your form and your speed, right? So when it comes to execution, you want to make sure that you gradually increase your angle of your body, of your shins. Again, if you haven't checked out my shin video, then check that out. But you want to make sure that you're able to build up to your top speed. And if you pop up too soon, then you're going to hinder and cut your top speed short. And therefore, you're not going to run as fast as you want to. So another mistake that a lot of newbies make when it comes to sprinting is chopping your stride. Now, when it comes to sprinting, a lot of times when people think faster, you automatically think, I need to move my legs quicker, which in a sense is true, but there's a lot more to it. And as I go through this series, and if you check out some of the other videos on my channel, I've spoken about these things before. Yes, we want to have turnover, but we also want to have stride length, okay? And if you chop your speed, imagine you're taking 100 strides in 100 and someone's taking 50. The person that's taking 50, but they're able to still keep their legs turning, is of course covering more distance than you, and of course not expending as much energy, because 100 strides in 100 is a lot of work, okay? And you don't want to do that. You want to be as efficient as possible, so you can execute as well as possible and run as fast as possible. You want all the effort that you're putting in, another E, all the effort that you're putting into your run, you want it to be efficient and effective for what you want to do. Chopping your stride, trying to go for small little strides, trying to be small, thinking that's going to make you faster, is actually wrong, okay? So it's not about being choppy. You still want to have turnover, of course. That's why we train, to get faster, to be able to move our legs, to switch our limbs quickly. But like I spoke about in this video, sprinting does take place in the air, and so it's not just about small strides. You want to cover distance with that leg speed, okay? So we want to have nice, big, effective strides. Again, it's about that word patience that I've mentioned already when I spoke about popping up. It's weird because being patient with your stride length, being patient with your dry phase, it's like counterintuitive, but you have to learn to execute properly. So that's why we train, so that we can become good at being patient with our stride, going through the full range of motion, not just making it short and choppy, not just popping up and not going through the full drive phase. Okay, so if you're like a long distance runner, middle distance runner, it's much easier to say a race plan, but executing your race properly, that is the race plan for a sprinter, right? And so if you rush it, if you rush your drive phase, if you rush your strides, so you don't get the full range of motion, don't get the full stride length, then you're not going to perform as well as you want to. You're not going to run as fast as you want to. And along with that, so the third thing that I'm going to mention in this video when it comes to execution is tensing up. Okay, again, people think I want to run faster, they go see people like this. That's not what we want, guys. You want to run fast, you need to be relaxed, okay? And you think, how can I be powerful and aggressive but relaxed? Again, that's a skill that you have to practice. You learn to run relaxed in training. You learn to apply force where you need to apply force and not waste energy by being all tense. If you're tense, you're not able to get the full range of motion. Even though we talk about stuff like stiff ankle, it's stiffness in the right areas. It's not stiff in your whole body. Tense, so you can't move, so that you're wasting energy and you're shaking. That's not what we want. We want to be relaxed. When you see sprinters, you know, when they're running at their fastest, they're relaxed. Face. They're relaxed. Yeah, they're applying force in the right places. Basically, you learn to apply force, you learn to be stiff in the correct places and at the right time, so you contract and release. That is a skill that you have to learn, right? But being tense, thinking that if I want to run fast, I want to be aggressive, I have to be tense. Actually, it's complete opposite. So even if you punch, if you try and be stiff all the way, you're not going to be fast and explosive. You want to be explosive. You have a stiff wrist at the right time, but you also release and relax at the right time. So all of this is part of execution. These are 3 key common mistakes that are made that actually hinder you and cause you to run slower. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below, what other mistakes do you see people make when it comes to executing their race, or when it comes to sprinting? What mistakes do you see? And have you made any of these mistakes? Let me know in the comment section below. But if you like the video, guys, please give it a big thumbs up to help me accelerate my channel, to let the algorithm know, and so that more athletes like you can see this video. And by the way, guys, if you want to get athlete merch, link is below this video. But yeah, if you want to know a bit more about some of the other skills that you need when it comes to sprinting to help you run faster, then check out this video. And if you want to know more about executing and about a race plan when it comes specifically for the 100, then check out this video over here. And I'll see you guys on another Friday. Bye, guys.